Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. This is Dylan with Tucson Future Classics, and that is our 2023 Chevy Bolt. Apologies for the sudden change of scenery, but the wind on top of the parking garage was destroying my audio, so here we are. Now, this particular Bolt is a 2023. It was sold new February of 2024 at Courtesy Chevy up in Phoenix. It has 42,000 miles on it, and it is a one-owner car. And if you are looking for a Bolt and are a little nerdier than most, you probably already have a good idea that this is the unicorn. This is the Bolt you want. But I'll prove it to you right now. This little tag down here on the door, that production date, 11 of 2023. That's the secret. General Motors stopped production on these, shut down the line in December of 2023. So this is made in the last full month of production. And what that means for you is that GM loves doing production line improvements, mid-cycle refreshes and updates to the vehicles for durability, efficiency, everything they have to fix in the service bays, they try to fix on the assembly line as they make the car. So this is at every improvement they can do to it, done to it. This has the upgraded 66 kilowatt hour battery pack, meaning you get 259 miles of range according to the EPA, 21 miles up from the original, and it is exempted from the recalls. It has none of the earlier LG battery reliability issues that the pre-2020 Bolts had. It has things like the bigger touchscreen and the faster infotainment computer for, higher resolution, faster screen use, and better compatibility with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. The better sound quality on the Bose premium sound system in this doesn't hurt either. It's got improved aerodynamics in the rear, a little bit different on the wheels, and up front for quieter and slipperier high-speed EV running for greater range. And on top of that, these got the 48 amp level 2 chargers, meaning even if you drained all 250 or so miles, give or take, of range in a day and got home at dead zero, in between 7 and 8 hours, it'll be fully charged again. So from here in Tucson, you can go from here to Phoenix and back, plug it in, get a good night's rest, and be ready to do it again the following day. These are really good little electric hatchbacks, and these were GM's Tesla fighters. When these came out, they were right there with the Model 3 as the first EVs for under $50,000 with 250 miles of range. But let's get you under the hood, in the car, and out for a rip. Not terribly much to see under the hood of the Bolt here. You've got all of the EV architecture just laid bare. They didn't cover it, no room for a frunk, because they pushed everything as far forward and up as they could to maximize interior space. But the only things you have to worry about are making sure that these coolant reservoirs here, and here are topped up and within their fill levels, because that is inverter, battery pack, and drive motor. Over here is your windshield washer fluid. You've got your 12-volt accessory battery right here. Fuse box is here, and your brake fluid reservoir there. That's all you got to worry about up front. Quick look at the side here. In front of the driver's door is your charge port. Standard J1772 is here, and the 2-prong for the CCS fast charger plug-in is down below. Moving on to the back of the Bolt here. Pop this up, you'll see decent little cargo area. Remarkably enough, this still has its cargo area sunshade / little security screen so people can't look in and see what you got. Those almost never stay with these cars, so I love to see it when we get one. We've got these ruggedized, rubberized seat backs in case you load some big stuff in there, don't want to tear your seats up. And then here is your false floor. So this can either tip up and out of the way to let you access even more storage beneath, which again, down in here is rubberized, or you can lift it entirely out to make even more room. Now down in here, you'll see I got some of my own stuff, my detailing rags and the dealer plate, but this is the original Chevy charger that came with this car, and it's a dual mode charger, which means that on this little guy here, this end removes so it can do 120 volt regular level 1 wall charger stuff. But you pull that out, and hidden down below this is the level 2 adapter plug for it, meaning you can do level 2 high amperage charging as well. And that's down in here. Little like a spare wheel well. These were never equipped with one, but with some creativity, you could probably figure out how to get one back here. But you've got your tow hook, and in that bag there, which I'll grab right quick, yoink, this is that 240 volt level 2 plug, and that plugs right into the bottom of that charger in there. Up top, so we have more sun climbing into the Bolt. I just ripped my shorts. Well, anyway, this is behind my driver's seat. I have got decent knee room. There's a good deal of space back here, and the seats are fairly plush. Backseat passenger get a USB-A and USB-C fast charger. Passenger side gets a seat back pocket, and both sides get pretty big door storage there, good for like large water bottles or something to that effect. Also on the seats here, there are child seat anchors hidden here and here on both rear seats, as well as the obligatory center armrest and cup holder combo. Spinning this thing around really quick, I'll show you. This is my driver's seat all the way back and reclined so I can shoot video. I've got pretty good knee room, pretty good gut room, and decent little bit of headroom here. They made the most of the space in this hatchback, and like I said, even looking back there, you got the little cargo cover keeping the sun out of the back. Everything stays pretty comfy back here. Coming into the Bolt, before I even get inside, door pockets here are big and deep, and they have cutouts for water bottles, which can even swallow a considerable Nalgene bottle like this one. And there's that tag for your Bose premium sound. Now let's get in and make it stop beeping at us. All right, so here's everything you're going to interact with in this car. Starting on the driver's door, power windows, power mirrors, power door locks. Dimmer for your gauge cluster. These are your headlight controls. Auto, marker lights only, and headlights. Leave it in auto. It'll turn them on when it gets sufficiently dark or when your windshield wipers turn on to comply with local laws. On this stalk here, speaking of your headlights, this is automatic high beams. So when it detects oncoming traffic, it knocks your low beams on. As soon as there's nobody coming, high beams go back on for better visibility. This panel here, little paddly guy, is your regen boost paddle. So pull this in for extra strong regenerative braking. It'll go to maximum regen when you pull this in to help slow you down that little bit quicker. Cruise control controls are here. This is for your adaptive cruise control and its following distance. Turn it on here, cancel here, set, resume, and 1 mile an hour increments are there. These controls here, voice activation, hang up a phone call, and this guy controls your center screen here. So these are for your pages, and then up and down for the individual screens within the menu. So right now I'm in the information menu, and that's where a lot of the cool stuff hides. So driver assistance will show your lane position with lane keeping assist, which it won't show now because we're not presently driving. But when we are, you'll see 2 lines alongside of it. And the following distance from the vehicle in front. You'll see the trip meter, average speed since the start of the drive, tire pressures in real time, and a timer from the start of the drive. If you scroll down, you've got music, navigation, phone, and this little guy just changes the layout of the center screen between the old school Chevy EV Modern and the new Enhanced. I like the Enhanced, so we're going to keep it on that. The reason I like the Enhanced, though, is for these here on the side. It shows you power and regen in real time, along with the actual numerical amount you're consuming or generating. And over here, it shows you a really nice range. So we've got just about a quarter tank of electrons, estimated range of 65 miles given our historical driving and our climate control settings. If we drive like our hair is on fire, we'll see about 53 miles out of this. And if we drive real gentle, turn the climate control down a little bit, drive like there's an egg under your left foot, we can stretch it up to about 77 miles of potential range. And down there, just over 42,000 miles on it. Moving on to the center, really, really responsive system here. And like I said, this is the upgraded processor and the better screen, so really crisp responses to your touch. Audio, if you're not tied into your Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, you can come in here, AM, FM, Sirius, Bluetooth, and down here is where Android Auto or Apple CarPlay will show up. Go back to the home. Phone does phone stuff. Energy, this is pretty cool because this will show real-time power flow. Details since your last full charge, like consumption of kilowatt hours, the battery usage for driving and accessory usage, how your climate settings have affected it, or if it's particularly hot or cold, how the battery conditioning system keeping that battery in its optimal temperature range has affected it. Impacts show how you drive, where you drive, and how hot or cold you keep the car, how that affects your range, and whether the outside temperature is helping or hurting your range. And this is just a graphical history of your efficiency. On charging, you can dial in the amperage for the portable chargers, whether you want to set a percentage or a mileage cap for your charge level. Location-based charging lets it know whether or not you're at home, which can also do delayed charging or utility rate charging to take advantage of either solar generation or decreased off-peak electricity times to make charging even cheaper for you. But let's get into Android Auto here, because this is the good stuff. So it is wireless. As you can see, the phone that's using it is sitting down there on the wireless charger. And I use Waze for primary nav, so that pops up here. YouTube Music is my entertainment source, so that shows up here. And if I want to see all the apps on my phone that play nice with Android Auto, I hit that little guy and they all pop up here. ABRP being a better route planner, an EV-specific navigation tool, PlugShare showing the locations, speeds and statuses of all EV chargers in the network there, and just all that kind of stuff. Any app you have that will play nicely with Android Auto or Apple CarPlay will show up on this screen here. Moving down, climate control controls are right here. You've got rocker switches on the bottom, push buttons on top. As usual, this has an auto feature, so just dial in the temperature you want, hit auto, and let it do the work. It will, as quickly and efficiently as possible, capture and hold that speed you have set, changing where the air is coming from, the speed of the fan, everything. And if you're a bit chilly, you've got heated seats, driver and passenger, as well as a heated steering wheel, because it is always more efficient to heat you directly than heat the air in the car around you. Now below that, you've got a USB-A and USB-C charge port, an SD card slot, and a traditional 12-volt cigarette lighter style outlet right there. Underneath this phone here, that is the wireless charging pad. Whack your phone on and let it go. These three buttons here, lane keep assist, traction control, and sport mode. These are your drive, basically your gear selectors here. Push that for park, pull up for reverse, push in for neutral, pull up for drive. They changed to this style to make it easier to not accidentally shift into an undesired drive mode, like missing neutral and going straight to reverse or something like that on some of the older cars. This little guy here is for your one pedal driving, and that's your electronic parking brake. You've got two standard fare cup holders here in the middle and a quite deep center console here, which one thing of note, if you look right down at the bottom, that little rectangle there, those little marks, that is, if your key fob ever dies, it has a chip on the back of it that you set on that pad, and the car will detect it, and you'll still be good to drive, even with a dead battery. Well, a dead key battery, not a dead 12-volt battery. In the glove box here, pretty standard fare stuff, but we do have the original courtesy Chevrolet book and the owner's manual for this car. Up above, only other thing really of note is that this is a automatic dimming rearview mirror and your three OnStar buttons up there. Two more things quick. Hurrah! I'll hop out. The steering wheel tilts and telescopes. The seat is power in all four directions plus lumbar. And down here under that console, you have an extra big storage space. So, enough of the inside. Let's go for a drive. Coming down into the parking garage, I've got all the windows open so we can hear any noises this thing might make as it echoes off the walls. I mean, it's a 42,000 mile, 2-year-old EV. We know it's going to be as quiet as can be, but I still like to show you all that. Now, I have this in one pedal drive, so I lift my foot off the gas, slows it on down, and most notably, show you that regen paddle here real quick. If I pull that in, it'll slow me down even more quickly than just taking my foot off the brake pedal or off the gas pedal would. Now, I don't want to floor it in here because this thing will spin the front tires, especially on this concrete, but a little bit of acceleration, a little bit of brakes, no undue noises. Let's just knock this thing in reverse really quick. It'll light up the camera suite and all the sensors and just show us backing on into a spot. That 360 overhead cam really putting in good work here as I park very, very sloppy. But it even detects those little cable stays behind us and warns us about it. Now, this thing has a million cameras on. It's got a forward-facing camera, your traditional backup camera, an overhead view of the back, and all of them have projective course lines showing front and rear tire track. A forward-looking camera of the same vein, as well as ones that look at both front corners and both rear corners. So, super comprehensive camera suite, as well as the sonar up here on the gauge cluster. Out here on the highway, got the adaptive cruise set. The lane keep is just giving us a little bit of a nudge when we get too close to the edge there. And even though our cruise is set to 80, it is matching the speed of the vehicle in front of us at 73. Now, if I change lanes real quick, slide over, it'll recognize that vehicle in front of us is going even slower and bring our speed down to match. And even on pretty rough concrete and at Southwestern Highway cruising speeds, this is a pretty quiet and comfortable place to be. And remarkably efficient for an EV, hatchback style EV at these higher highway speeds. While this isn't like a smart cruise or a auto drive, it takes just enough of the burden off of you mentally to make a longer commute pretty pleasant. You're on my favorite little stretch of mostly abandoned dead-end road. We're going to do a quick 0 to 40 to 0 to show you all the full acceleration and deceleration of this vehicle, and to show you there's nothing weird happening with the suspension or brakes under full accelerative or decelerative load. So we'll take traction control off, sport mode on, and 3, 2, 1, go. Right to a stop, no shake, no drama. And I gotta say, I'm really impressed. Those new tires have great grip. These things usually spin the wheels pretty good when you floor them. Now, to give you an idea of some more mundane, like urban and suburban mid-speed commuting, here we are cutting back down Main Street here in Tucson. 35 to 45 mile an hour speed limits, and just up ahead we're coming up on some properly rough pavement. So show you, even with a bit of traffic here, going over some of those roughest bumps. I mean, that stuff is rough even in a pickup truck or like a minivan or an SUV, and for being a smaller hatchback, this thing soaks it up great. And not even a lot of like body rattle or anything coming from that big open space. And there you have it, 2023 Bolt. Great mid-ranged hatchback EVs, kind of do-it-all little vehicles. That frost or glacier silver metallic paint helps keep the inside as cool as possible here in the desert sun. And again, this being one of the very last ones made, it is as well put together and with all the improvements that GM ever made. If you want to make an appointment to come and check this thing out, all of our contact information is linked in the description below. And in just a second, Our phone number will be on screen so you can more easily call us or text us. As always, I've been Dylan. We'll see you soon.